So right now, like, yes, silver is at a nominal high, but it would have to go up by a factor of 4 to reach a new inflation-adjusted high. So silver is still very, very cheap. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Never seen anything like it. Amid historic squeeze, silver traders rush bars to London. Goldman still favors gold. So we have a quote here from a commodities hedge fund manager. I've never seen anything like it ever. What we are seeing in silver is entirely unprecedented. There is no liquidity available currently. So yeah, this is a part of that arbitrage that you were talking about, Mike. Bloomberg is reporting that the silver squeeze has become so dramatic that some traders have rushed to book slots in the cargo holds of transatlantic flights for bulky silver bars. And they're basically trying to take advantage of premiums over in London and China, like you mentioned. So yeah, the silver is flowing from west to east.
Yeah, I read this article. Somewhere down in it, it says that the spread is only like 20 cents or something like. Yeah, there it is right at the top, 20 cents an ounce. Before that banner came in. So they're going to, if you were an investor and you could either take advantage of a 20-cent spread or is it $8 in China?
Yeah.
$8 spread. Which one would you? I mean,
like $8.
They're going to try to do this to repair London because London is in trouble. And if London freezes up, the global silver market freezes up. And then suddenly we've got triple digit silver. I mean, this could gap up like overnight, potentially. If you had a choice between making 20 cents and making $8, let me see. I got to do a lot of thinking on that one. Yeah. So while they're trying to slap a Band-Aid on the cracks that have developed in London, the bleeding that's going on there, all of the silver, a lot of these private investors, they're going to be sending it over and selling it in China at 59 instead of this 20-cent arbitrage.
We have a silver refiner update. American silver refiners are now recommending dealers pay 50% back of spot for constitutional 90% junk silver, sterling, and scrap silver. The message below is from a large reputable bullion dealer. So yeah, so obviously you're a dealer, Mike. Give us some insight into what this means.
Well, this is the reason to buy top quality products that are 999%, they're 99.999% fine silver. And when you do that, it doesn't have to be re-refined before it goes to market again. It can be assayed, but it doesn't need to go to a refiner and sit in line. What's happening now is all the refineries are clogged up. I put this in a video recently, and I talked about mine supply. And people in the comments were trying to correct me, saying, no, it's not mine supply. It's all the people in the West, in the United States, selling their silver because it's at an all-time high. So they might be selling silverware and trophies and jewelry and such that has to go to refiners. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that the refineries are the choke point, and old silver coming to market can't meet that supply. It has to sit in, and this happened. It was called the Big Melt in 1980. It happened, and the whole supply chain got all clogged up, and it was like, I don't know, I think you had to wait more than 6 months for your silver. And they were offering, I think, 30 or 40% of spot for stuff that had to be re-refined. So I don't make recommendations, but everything that I own is stuff that doesn't have to go back through a refinery. And it's because of this. And so, what this says is be careful of what you buy, select the correct products, but then be confident that a whole bunch of silver isn't just going to flood onto the market suddenly and cause the price to fall. The price is going to go up because the refineries this is just one of the many, many reasons that silver has to explode. The refineries are a major choke point.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, thank you for that commentary. James Henry Anderson reminds us that silver is reasserting its value storing role worldwide. And he's got here the price of silver in, I think, 55 different currencies. And you can see that in every single one, silver is taken off like a rocket ship.
Yes. And so what you have to do is basically in your mind, flip all of these upside down. And you have the value of each one of these fiat currencies plummeting as measured by silver.
That's not good. Get out of fiat currencies.
Exactly.
Lobo Tigre, he says, so he's got an article here. Bank of America now sees $65 silver.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm laughing already.
Me too. I can't say it without laughing.
These bungling idiots. This could happen before the end of the month.
Okay. Bank of America now sees $65 silver, very serious, as price spike reduces London market to a, quote, state of seizure. This is a forecast for next year, 2026. They think that's going to happen. So,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. And gold might hit 4,200 by the year 5,000, right? This is just, these people are so far behind the curve. They are going off of the way things were, and they do not seem to understand or take into account human psychology.
Yeah, or math.
Or math. Okay.
What we're seeing right now in the silver market is the kind of event that gets talked about for generations. Yes, silver's at a nominal high, but that's not even close to the real story. Adjusted for inflation, silver would need to quadruple, go up by a factor of 4, to match its true all-time high from 1980. So despite all the hype, silver's still cheap. Ridiculously cheap. And what's happening right now isn't a typical bull market. It's a monetary reckoning. A headline crossed Bloomberg this week that said it all. Amid historic squeeze, silver traders rush bars to London. And right below it, another one. Goldman still favors gold. That's like watching a forest fire and saying you prefer candles. The story included a quote from a commodities hedge fund manager who said, "I've never seen anything like it." There is no liquidity available currently. When the big players, the ones who move millions of ounces, say that, it means the system's cracking at the seams. So what's going on? It all comes down to a massive arbitrage, an $8 per ounce gap between Western and Eastern markets. In London, the spread's supposedly 20 cents. In China, $8, 8. That's not a typo. And if you're a trader or fund manager, and you can either make 20 cents in London or $8 in Shanghai, what are you going to do? That's an easy decision. Traders are literally booking cargo planes to fly 1,000-ounce silver bars across the Atlantic. Bloomberg said some hedge funds are renting entire sections of cargo holds just to move metal. It's like the old gold rush, only this time it's bars, not miners, making the journey. Silver's flowing from west to east at an unprecedented rate because that's where the premiums are. Now this isn't just opportunism, it's a triage operation. London's in trouble. The LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, is the heart of the global silver market. If London freezes, the entire global pricing system collapses. That's why these flights are happening. They're trying to repair London's liquidity by flying metal in from private vaults and refiners. But that's not a fix. It's a band-aid on a bullet wound. If London goes illiquid, the price could gap up overnight, triple digits instantly. Because once people realize there's no metal left for immediate delivery, the paper price becomes meaningless. All it takes is a few major defaults, a handful of delivery failures, and confidence evaporates. And when confidence dies, fiat systems die with it. Meanwhile, in the US, refiners are in chaos. One of the biggest American refiners sent out a message saying they're now recommending dealers pay 50% below spot for old 90% junk silver and sterling scrap. Think about that, half price. They're basically saying, we don't want your scrap. We can't process it fast enough. That's because refiners are the choke point. They're overwhelmed. The system's clogged. You've got all this old silverware, jewelry, and industrial scrap coming in from people thinking they're selling the top. And it's just piling up. Refiners can't melt it fast enough to meet industrial demand, so the flow of new metal to the market has slowed to a trickle. And that brings us to the big melt. Some of you remember this. Back in 1980, when silver last spiked to $50, refiners were so backed up, you had to wait 6 months to get your silver processed. They were paying 30% to 40% below spot for anything that needed refining, because they just couldn't handle it. History's repeating. The refineries are jammed again, and it's only going to get worse. This is why I've always said, buy the right kind of silver. Not all silver is created equal. If you own junk coins, sterling, or scrap, that metal has to be re-refined before it's liquid again. But if you own 0.999 or 0.9999 fine bullion, eagles, maple leafs, bars from recognized mints, you're already holding pure metal that can trade instantly. No refining, no wait. That's why investors who hold pure bullion are in a totally different position right now. They can sell or ship instantly. Everyone else is stuck in line at the refinery, waiting for months while premiums skyrocket. Now let's zoom out. This crisis isn't just about silver. It's about the revaluation of real assets against fiat currencies that are losing credibility by the hour. James Henry Anderson pointed this out brilliantly. He posted charts showing silver's performance in 55 different currencies. And guess what? In every single one of them, silver's going parabolic. Not just in dollars. In euros, yen, rupees, pounds, pesos, rand, you name it. Silver's rising everywhere because it's not silver that's going up. It's fiat currencies that are going down. Flip those charts upside down, and what you're really seeing is a global collapse in currency purchasing power measured in silver. The world's waking up to the fact that paper promises are melting ice cubes. And yet, the mainstream still doesn't get it. Bank of America, bless their hearts, just released a report predicting silver at $65 next year. I almost spit out my coffee. These guys are like the Weather Channel predicting sunshine during a hurricane. $65? Try triple digits before the end of this year if these trends continue. Their report even said the London market is in a state of seizure. You'd think that would tell them something, right? But no, they're still projecting conservative price targets like it's 2015. These people are stuck in linear thinking. They don't understand exponential moves or human psychology. Because once the herd realizes what's happening, once average investors and institutions see that silver supply has vanished and premiums have exploded, the psychology flips from apathy to panic. The same psychology that drove Bitcoin from $3,000 to $60,000 will hit silver, only this time it'll be backed by reality, not code. This is the moment where math meets emotion, and math always wins.